So let me start this. Let me start this stream with a question. Do you believe that Sam Hughes is in her prime? I asked the question as I watched the fight. And I watched it twice. And that's a hard question to answer because of the caliber of her opponent. And I believe that they should stop matching Sam up against this caliber of opponents. Personally, that's what they should do. You know, Sam Hughes, experience-wise, she's been in the UFC, a lot of UFC experience. At this point, I mean, does she even rival Angela Hill? I mean, I'm not being serious with the actual numbers, but as far as having more experience than other fighters and not even being ranked or being ranked low in the rankings. Seems like she's been at it forever. But Sam Hughes made her debut in 2020. So she's 5 years in, going on 6 years in the UFC. And she has, here, let me share her record here. She has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That was her 11th UFC bout. And she's not even ranked yet. I don't think she's ever been ranked either. But looking at her record, you all see what I see, right? This is her longest win streak since she's been in the UFC. 3-fight win streak. This is her personal longest win streak since she's been in the UFC. So I wouldn't be surprised if they give her a ranked fighter next. Victoria Dudakova, split decision. Stephanie Luciano, another split decision. And especially it being a stoppage. And on top of it being a stoppage, it was complete domination. She just dominated Shauna Bannon. Most people don't, and I really don't rank Shauna Bannon high at all. Did y'all see when she had Sam in her guard and she refused? And I think the British commentator made a comment about it. Shauna refused to release her guard and kick Sam off of her. She's so trained. Everything she does, she's a trained fighter. She's not a natural fighter, Shauna Bannon, at all. The spam kicker. This is the spam kicker where she spammed those, I think they're taekwondo kicks. Couldn't really do that here. But she's a trained fighter because that should have came naturally, just instinct. You had a lot of separation. Sam was creating space. She was creating separation. And Shauna refused to release her guard and kick her off of her. You want to stand. We all know you want to stand up. So when you see an opportunity to go for it, she wouldn't go for it. She stayed in that guard position. Shauna Bannon cannot fight on the ground at all. She is completely helpless, and Sam and her team exploited that weakness in her game. But I want to deal with what actually happened in the fight. Sam, this was like, she did the same thing in both rounds, Sam Hughes. It started off both fighters standing. Sam strike with her a little bit, and then she takes her down. Okay? And after she gets her down, Sam eventually gets side control. Put her in a crucifix in the very first round after getting side control. Shauna Bannon is fighting out of it, and then Sam eventually takes her back and puts her in a chokehold. And in the first round, Sam actually put her in a crucifix twice. Shauna fought out the first one, and then she put her in a crucifix again. So it's just having her way with Shauna Bannon on the mat. Now in the second round, the same thing happened. They started off standing, striking, throwing a little here, a little there. Then Sam Hughes, what happened? She caught, I got it right here, caught her leg as she was throwing a kick. I think this is the moment when she caught her leg. Caught her leg, took her down. Shauna started the second round strong. Throwing her kicks. She was throwing a, plethora of kicks. They wasn't all the same like she did in other fights. She's throwing a variety and actually caught Sam Hughes with one of those kicks to the head. Now, it may have been partially blocked. I couldn't tell because Shauna's head was in the way blocking the view. But she hit Sam with one of those kicks. Now, even if you block it, a lot of times that kick is still going to hurt. Caught her in the head. So Shauna was getting better results when she decided to be more aggressive and more active on the feet, which is, she should have known this. That's what you had to do from the very beginning. You might have been able to keep Sam off you, but, well, let me say, longer than she did. I think eventually Sam would have caught up to Shauna Bannon. She's just not cut from the same cloth as Sam Hughes. I think they could fight 1,000 times and Sam Hughes would dominate her each and every time. But in the second round, like I said, they were standing, striking, Shauna throwing kicks. Sam caught one of those kicks, took her down, and it was in that second round, after she took her down, that she blasted her square in her nose, right here. Now, she's lucky she didn't start leaking after this shot. She landed several shots in mount like this, where she was just raining down ground and pound. Shauna's defense is horrible. Horrible, no matter what she's doing, whether she's standing there, whether she's standing up, or whether she's laying on her back. Horrible defense. Sam gets her down, a few ground and pound, and then what happened? Right back in the crucifix position. She put her right back in it. She was putting her in a crucifix position at will, it seemed like. Just at will. Shauna Bannon tried to fight out of it, and then what happened? She went right back and took her back again. The exact same thing happened in both rounds. That's what really stood out to me. That's why I think this would happen every single time they fought. She would keep getting her back. If she didn't or wasn't able to stop her in the crucifix position with ground and pound, she came close to being stopped from ground and pound in the crucifix position in the first round. If Sam doesn't stop her in the crucifix position where she's beating her up, she will eventually keep getting her back and putting her in a chokehold over and over. I think that same scenario would play out no matter how many times they fought. So, is Sam Hughes in her prime? I think we're about to find out. Because I think the UFC is just about done with matching her up against new fighters making their debut, unranked fighters. That's pretty much all Sam Hughes fights. Unranked fighter after unranked fighter after unranked fighter. Well, this is your first 3-fight win streak, Sam. It's time for you to step up. UFC, I do not expect them to drop the ball. I know for a fact, and look at her. She's in her prime. She's in her physical prime, right? Athletic prime, in my opinion. But she's jacked. She's a little jacked little fighter. Okay? look good on the way in. She don't look drained or like she's worn out. Look like she's making weight just fine. Okay, UFC, they see this. They see her workouts. Now let's speak briefly on her workouts, because these are like fairly recent posts. These workouts. And what I believe she's been working on, and what her team has her working on, is speed. Speed and power. Explosiveness. Because it looks like, these look like football workouts. Y'all who people who are in, and look, she's on a football field here. These are like football workouts. So I don't know if her man is in football or whatever, but you see this here. She's training for explosiveness and strength. Explosiveness and strength, which is smart. I always thought she kind of lacked speed. I always thought that. There's this one workout that I can't seem to find. Here it is, right there. When you do that, most definitely you're training for speed. Because when you slam that ball, it's just like throwing a punch. People who haven't fought don't understand this. When you throw one punch, you get tired. And you need to recover. That's why they say in boxing, if your opponent throws a flurry or combination, jump on them as soon as they're done. Because they're going to try to catch their breath. They're going to try to walk around or something, catch their breath. No, block those shots, and as soon as they get done, jump on them. And what I believe they're training for here, she slams the ball and immediately throws a combination. Watch. Boom, boom, boom. That is training, in my opinion, for speed. Speed and power, explosiveness. So it's highly likely that she's also physically stronger than she's ever been. So now let me ask a question now. Is she gonna go through this entire career process as an unranked fighter? What I'm coming from the position of, she needs to stop being matched up against unranked fighters. In her next fight, she needs to face, because this is actually kind of crazy in my opinion, to watch a fighter improve, grow, right? To watch their workouts improve, grow, their physicality, their speed, their dominance, grow and improve, all while being an unranked fighter and fighting unranked fighters. You talk about the worst type of career possible. That has to be it right there. So we will see if the UFC does the most obvious thing, and that is match her against a ranked fighter in her very next fight. Now let me pull up the rankings here to get an idea. And why is Luciano, is that her name? Yasmin Luciendo. Why is she being matched up against Jillian Robertson? Why? She just fought down. Didn't she? She fought Angela Hill, who was ranked beneath her. Number 7 currently, just beat Angela Hill. Now she has to fight Jillian Robertson, who's also ranked beneath her. Now I get it. You know, now Suarez doesn't have an opponent, does she? Wait a minute. Tatiana Suarez? I don't think she. Okay, maybe everybody is booked and they don't want to match her. Yeah, Lemos. She's going to fight Lemos. Tatiana Suarez. Okay, maybe they say, okay, Luciano, you want to fight? Well, there's nobody ranked above you available. I guess Lupe Godinez ain't available either. Right, but Mackenzie Dern's about to fight Verna. Suarez about to fight Lemos. What about Yan Xiaonan? I guess she ain't available. That's what I'm saying. She should be fighting Yan Xiaonan. Not no Jillian Robinson, but whatever. It looks like, and these are the fights that needs to happen. Match Sam Hughes against Denise Gomez. Match her against Loma Lookboonmee. Match her against Tisha. But give her a ranked fighter. Stop with this nonsense. Stop with this madness. The Shauna Bannons of the world, the Lucianos, the Victoria Dudakovas of the world. And this is a bad loss. Losing to Jauregui. Looking at how Jauregui is getting starched. I mean, she came out as, she made her debut as a prospect. Oh, this is the one. This is the next fighter to break the Mexican market. That's how he was looking at her. Sort of like the Mexican version of Weili. Oh, she's going to break us in to the Mexican market. Didn't happen. And they've been trying for a long time to get that popping. That's why they made that special belt for Alexa Grasso. And she lost to Piera Rodriguez. I mean, she's had a lot of fights. But the days of fighting these types of fighters need to be over. Okay? That's a strong 3-fight win streak. The most recent fight was a stoppage, a destruction. She just ran right over her. Sam needs to be thrown into the mix. And, hopefully she can pull it off. Because we need some new faces up at the strawweight division. Is kind of starting to fall apart. There's a good chance Robertson submits Luciano. But Luciano seems to be good, pretty good on the ground. She's always trying to take her opponents down. And, we'll see. But anybody who fights Jillian Robertson is at a high risk of getting submitted. She choked out Rose. She can choke out anybody. She can submit anybody. Except maybe Taylor Santos. She'd really have to get that. If there's a big strength, and there could be, against Luciano. Luciano might be a lot stronger than Jillian Robertson. She's going to need that extra strength. If you're not just overly stronger than Jillian Robertson, I think you're going to be in a world of trouble, because I think she's also in her prime. So a lot of primed out fighters, it looks like to me, in at least the strawweight division, in the UFC in general, a lot of these fighters are in their prime. We'll see if that can do anything for the career of Sam Hughes, and I'll leave it there.